The first jar broke before he reached the public well. In Marcus Aurelius's Rome, a water carrier named Damus feared one thing more than hunger: being sent back to the gate where beggars slept in dust. He was 26, narrow-shouldered, with a scar beside his left eyebrow, and the bathhouse had given him one last chance. At dawn, he balanced 2 clay jars across his yoke while oil lamps hissed out in the street. One jar slipped. It burst on the stones. Boys laughed. A baker shouted that even donkeys carried water better. Damus felt heat climb his neck. His sister needed fever herbs before night. That wage was the difference between broth and an empty bowl. He wanted to shout, to throw the wooden yoke into the gutter, to prove he was not what their laughter named him. Instead, he dragged the broken halves to the wall and walked back for more water, hands cut by clay. By midday, the sun pressed white on the paving stones. He was late. The steward at the bathhouse stood under the arch with his tablet, tapping the wax. One more delay, he said, and another man would take the route. At the well, Damus filled both jars again. Then the baker's son stumbled into the square, carrying a small girl in a blue shawl. Her lips were cracked. Her mother had no coin, and the line at the well turned its eyes away. The boys saw Damus watching. They began again. "Drop it, carrier. Break this one too." His hands tightened on the yoke until the wood creaked. The bathhouse arch was only 3 streets away. The wage was waiting. The herbs were waiting. For a breath, he kept walking. Then he stopped. He lowered the yoke so carefully the rope stopped swinging. He poured 1 full jar into the mother's basin, then lifted the other to the girl's mouth. The steward would not wait. The boys went quiet only after he picked up the empty yoke. At dusk, Damus returned with no coin. His sister looked at his bandaged palms, then at the clay dust on his tunic. She did not ask why he was late. Outside, someone set a covered bowl beside their door and left before the lamp was lit.